welcome to Pokemon GO Podcast. You know what? I was going to try a joke where I'd introduce a different podcast along the Pokemon, and then I blanked on every last. Learn up! Learn up! Learn up! I just blanked on every last one out there, mostly because I don't care because we're the best. But, I tried. I tried to give a joke out there. Didn't happen. Hey, we're back from the holiday break on Rock Out of Podcasting. Don't you forget it, Charles McFall. And we got Embrace the Underscored Merrick on the screen. Joseph Ard, Joseph_Ard, and Joe was waxing poetic about how much he missed me last week, and how
it's
he
true.
lonely. And you can get that on our Patreon feed, patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast, where actually I got a phone call and that made it on the recording, and now we just talk about some cool stuff. So
lonely. I'm so lonely.
And I tell you, I keep missing those invites. But I got into 2 raids. I got into 2 remote raids. I believe recently. I know one for sure. Zekrom. Yeah, no, 2. Because one I didn't catch, Verizon or whatever it was. I didn't catch them, but I did beat them. And then Zekrom I got into last night and got to catch a Zekrom. I think it's my second one, maybe. So yeah, as far as I know, nothing really new. I don't know. It's been an interesting time. What about you, Joe?
I did quite a few raids on Wednesday. Got invited to a bunch of raids, and then I just actually right before the show started, I did another raid, and they were all Reshiram. I didn't get in on any Zekrom raids this week. And then I've been hatching quite a few. Oh, and slowly but surely, I finally caught my shiny Mew. So there's that. And actually, he's pretty good. 94% ish. So 13, 14, 15. So pretty good. Double dark moves. So probably never use it in battle.
I mean,
We'll see.
use Mew for anything.
Yeah, probably not.
He's cool looking. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he sure is. Good old baby blue Mew. So I did grab that this past week, and I did hatch a Mime Jr. during the event, so that's awesome as well. So pretty good stuff. Not a shiny one, but still Mime Jr. is Mime Jr.
Sure, yeah.
And let's see. Man, it's been... I got to check for the last 14 days this time. So I guess that also includes Shinx Community Day, which I didn't go crazy for Shinx Community Day. I played for 2-3 hours on Shinx Community Day. Only ended up with one shiny though. And I actually saw a lot of people on Reddit saying that they personally, now this is anecdotal, this doesn't mean that the shiny rates were changed, but they that the Shinx were a bit stingy on the shiny rates is what a lot of people were saying. But then there were other people saying that they had a ton, so there's that. Like I said, anecdotal and confirmation bias on my part. I only got one, so of course everybody had bad rates, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all in all, pretty good last couple of weeks. Caught 2 or 3 pounds worth of food on Thanksgiving. Nothing.
I was processing. Like, wait, what? That is. Oh, I got you.
So, but yeah, all in all, good times. Good times.
Nah, it was good. I'm going to the experiences of the week. Where are
In
we
the
rolling
Discord?
back to? Yeah, what's the date we're rolling back to?
So today is the 2nd. So the last time would be the 19th. Would be 2 weeks back. So I don't know how many are back there, but we're gonna back it on up.
Wow, that's a lot, man. We're gonna have to burn through this.
All right, so we've got Kittens and High Fives. It says that he hadn't had a shiny in so long, and when he does, it'll be something that he doesn't even want, like a Glameow. Devocite showing off a shiny. I wanted to say Galarian for a second. It's a Lowland Raticate. So the pudgy cheeks.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then
But that one, that was from 9 months ago.
I didn't
No,
even
no,
look
no.
at
Sorry,
it.
I'm sorry. Last year,
Oh yeah, that's
I got a shiny Rattata after 9 months. So that's August of 2020. After 9 months of not getting a shiny is when he
got it. I should have read the context.
yeah. Still, because Pokemon Go either appeals to a boarder or will turn you into one. I think boarder, but
It
no, yeah,
meant
right, it's a boarder.
hoarder.
I'm
Yep.
sorry, I'd already seen that. That's my bad. And then Kittens and Knives was talking about the speak pipe. And like, this is how you do it. And you plugged in the links for them.
Yeah, and I took a screenshot and I said, "Hey, press that green button. It says record your voicemail."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then also showing off that he ended up with 100%. Is that fungus? Fungus.
Useless.
Yes, he renamed it useless. That is fungus. The
Yeah.
evolved form is Amoongus, not to be confused with Among Us. And then we've got Kittens in High Fives showing
So,
off their Shinx Community Day. Ended up with 3 shinies. Oh, 4 shinies
of the last
of the last 9.
Tambourine hatched Mischievous during Community Day and shows off.
Shiny Chimchar with a hat.
Yeah, the way some of this looks, I can't tell if it's just dirt on my screen or if it's shiny.
You need to clean your screen.
Shiny. I'm never down here enough. I don't care.
Cam Beans hatched himself a
Volub-
Vullaby. Yeah.
Lullaby. Oh, that's
Very nice.
90s music right there.
Ooh, Kins and High Fives with a shiny Cresselia. Very nice.
2 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Ones.
Yep. Ooh. And he ended up with a lot of shinies off of Community Day.
Yeah.
So 12 shiny Shinx from Community Day. So yeah, so it was just me. I failed.
This is just a shiny report. It feels like then there's a shiny Quivilla, a Devocite. I don't think that's a shiny Cyndaquil, is it?
I think that's the same one. Is
Evolution?
my guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what I
it's showing off Cyndaquil, Quillava, and Typhlosion, as well as a
sounds like a disease that'll make you sit on the toilet. Typhlosion.
something you would die of on the Oregon Trail. Then huh?
I said right.
Yeah.
Shiny Swampert.
Yeah, shiny Swampert.
And then a what is that? Low attack? Is that low attack? Good defense, good HP. Swampert.
Yeah, it's good for Ultra League.
All right, there you go. A hundo. Keep going. A hundo Grimer.
A little baby Luxray.
Yep.
198 CP.
Shiny.
And then that's a good one for Great League, this Blastoise.
Glasses
Yeah,
Blastoise.
who's doing the Devocite. It was a ways up there, I forgot. Yeah, glasses. And the screenshot in the dark. So showing off some screenshots there with the hippie Umbreon for you. Just for you, Charles.
It is a dirty hippie.
He said as much. Here's his hippie Umbreon sending his love to Charles.
I was like, I didn't get it until I clicked in.
Popeye hitting level 46. I need to do a bunch of PvP stuff in order to hit my next evolution. I'm not quite there on experience, but I'm getting close. So I guess...
Old Man Top has got shiny Tracheon, which is still really, really cool. Panic at the Ditto is got a hundo Talon.
Yes.
What I'm playing today. It's my 3rd hundo of the day. An Ultra League rank 1 is amazing.
Yeah, and I love the screen name or the Discord name. Panic at the Ditto.
Oh yeah,
awesome sauce.
Disappointing Terry. Also a good name. I don't know who came up with it, but they were a genius. First raid, he got
shiny Reshiram.
Oh,
and
this That's why you're such a disappointment, Terry. Nobody else can have nice things. You have to like 1% all over us, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. He pulled a Charles. Look at what berry he used. He didn't need a golden raspberry for it. It's shiny. He could have used a pin app and got extra candies from it. But nope. Just golden raspberry all over it.
Way to go, disappointing Terry. You're disappointing everybody. Old Nolte here got the hundo.
P-Dove.
P-Dove, thank you. I know it wasn't a Pidgeot or a Pidgeot, whatever. But P-Dove. Shiny Zekrom, shiny Regis. 2 of those. Shiny Mudkip, Rattata, and Squirtle with the glasses. Hey, I got my own Squirtle with glasses right here on my desk. Right here on my desk. You ain't got one. Or you have one, Joe. They ain't got one. But some of them should.
Do I? I don't think you sent one home with me.
You and Barry came to my house without me in my house and texted me like, "Hey, where's the Squirtle Squad?" And I told you where it was. And Barry got his, Joe. Why didn't you get yours?
Mistakes were made, okay? Duly noted, showing off sparkles. So it's a shiny Zekrom. You could barely tell the difference.
It's shiny, but I can't tell the difference.
I mean, Reshiram too. You can't hardly tell the difference either.
Yeah. I load Robin, be thy name, Zekrom, Reshiram, and Regis. Regisi?
Yeah.
Regisi. So it's Registeel, Regirock, Regisi. There we go. Popeye.
Because he lives in the sea.
No. Popeye's got shiny Zekrom, Caterpie, Cobalion, Regirock, Durant, and Tangela. And now that's it. Oh my goodness.
And a new iPhone. Because he was talking about how the game runs amazing on the brand new iPhone.
That's on the newest iPhone, the iPhone 13.
Yeah, whatever the newest. That's what he said. Newest iPhone.
Congratulations.
Most of the time, I don't keep up with what the newest phones are unless I'm actively looking to replace mine, and I am not.
Yeah, it hasn't been 15 years yet, Joe.
Oh.
I'm looking at the Anchor to see if we have comments on our last question.
The discussion Anchor, or I thought it was.
Well, you're going to Reddit. I go to Anchor.
Oh, because Anchor ties in with Spotify.
Yep.
Got it.
And the last one was titled, I want to ask you a question.
I guess it was. So we talked 2 weeks ago. We talked about the.
I didn't post a question on Anchor.
Oh, you have failed. So 2 weeks ago, the question was, what game should win the Ultimate Game of All Time award at the 2021 Golden Joysticks Awards?
Yep.
And so because we talked about that briefly 2 weeks ago, and so we asked for your opinions. We got 2 comments here on the Reddit, and if anybody in chat, if anybody in chat wants to comment on it, then go ahead. I'll drop the link for the nominations there. But we have Rye 1986 or Rye H 1986 says, I mean, it depends on how you judge. Street Fighter was actually, real quick, I'm just gonna mention for our podcast listeners what the games are. So the nominations were Minecraft, The Last of Us, Doom, Tetris, Super Mario 64, Street Fighter 2. The real question is which version of Street Fighter 2, because there was like 12 of them. Space Invaders, Portal, Pokemon GO, which again was the only mobile game to get nominated, Super Mario Kart, Grand Theft Auto 5, Super Mario Bros. 3, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Halo Combat Evolved, so that's the first Halo, Dark Souls, Metal Gear Solid, Half-Life 2, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare.
You said duty.
Pac-Man, and then SimCity 1989. So yeah, so the a lot like we talked about this before. It is a stacked list. Um, and so we've got again Rye H 1986 says it means how you it I mean it depends how you judge. Street Fighter was a lot of people's um, arcade game for people my age.
Yeah.
Tetris Tetris was a pioneer of handheld gaming. Minecraft is the modern equivalent. Uh, Apparently, I didn't get into this raid in time. Oh well. Pac Man is the OG. Sorry, I got distracted. Looking at the list, my personal winner would be Modern Warfare, as it revitalized the first person shooter genre as a PlayStation gamer.
Oh, okay. Now that I'm sorry you have a PlayStation. I've owned all the consoles for the last generation. Um, but I can tell you, I played Modern Warfare on Xbox One, on a PlayStation 4, and on PC. And out of those three, PlayStation 4 was the slowest. After playing on the other two machines, it just felt like running through mud. So that's what my thought of going, hey, I'm sorry about that. That's just where it comes from. It's your only machine. You don't know the difference. And I'm sure you did just fine. I would agree. Modern Warfare did revitalize the current shooter genre. And it did not invent the whole, hey, this is, everybody jump in and do this sandbox world, but it really did become the standard for it. But I'll see that ride 1986 and raise you Half-Life, which is on the list. Half-Life really changed the first person shooter as much, if not more, than Halo did. Halo Halo made an impact in the modern warfare kind of level of having everybody come together, shoot it out, massive multi-online player games, but there's no story when you did it together. Half-Life put this crazy story in. For the first time ever, you're not the superhero, you're just a hapless person who's trying to survive, and it really did well. And that's where I'd be there. And if our Rye H 1986 can be assumed that they're born in 1986, talking about people of my age with Tetris. We have Budget Bar, born in 1123.
Well, real
So
quick, Civilian on base
no, no, you
agrees
got
with
to take
you.
more.
Civilian on base in chat agrees with you. Says Half Life is greater than any other 3D shooter.
Well, Civilian on Base just ranked up from my fifth choice to fourth, so he's doing better now. Still not quite my second choice yet, but you'll get there one day.
Your choice for what? For what? Just in
I don't
general.
know. He was jumping in on our conversation earlier how he's always the second. He's told he's been the second choice of
Oh.
everything. uh, but now you set some of my jokes, so I hate you. But Budget Bar 1123 says a few pivotal life games for me: Space Invaders, which I 1,000% get. Super Mario Brothers, absolutely, and Doom. All three of those were major hooks and changers into getting people into those systems at the time, right? Space Invaders was a big arcade game that oh man, I watched a documentary on it. I forget what they did special that it was a groundbreaking game. I forget what they did to make that happen in the arcades. Super Mario Brothers, of course, was one of the first major side scrollers that anybody could put their hands on with the Nintendo. And then Doom was shareware. A lot of you out there may not even know what shareware is. And no, that's not BitTorrent. It's a whole different thing. You might call it a demo now, but you can play the whole first part of the game because it technically was like three parts to the game, but they're all basically games on their own. But yeah, you could do all kinds of stuff. But Doom, it Wolfenstein was made by Ed as well, and Wolfenstein 3D was one of the first first person shooters, and then Doom, just made by the same company, just took it and stomped it into its own ground, right? Stomped their own game into the ground. And Doom, I would love to hear a discussion on it and see somebody change my mind, but I think Doom is the father of modern 3D shooters. Don't at me, bro. No, actually, at me at Rock Out a Podcast at Pokemon Go Pod. We'll talk to you about it. What do you? Yeah, Doom is the best 2D shooter. Is it 2D? It's not really. I mean, it's not really 2D because you're going down hallways and stuff. It's not 3D like we know it now, but it is now. So he's slipped back down to like sixth choice. Um, Dooley subscribed at tier 1. Thank you, Dooley, for 9 months. 9 months. We're about to have a Dooley baby from his subscription. Schworm 668 says Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament was a really massive, I think. Now, somebody on base says, it says, yes, it is 2D graphics, even though you move around in more of a 3D space. Okay. Well, dude, I mean, that's the thing about Doom, right? Doom is the best 2D shooter because it absolutely just killed that genre. Unreal Tournament came many years.
Not Contra?
Contra's more a side scroll shooter. No, for me, Contra is the pivotal. But this is just for me. The other arguments about the industry. For me, Contra was the pivotal side scroller shooter.
Yeah.
To the point that I actually downloaded it on my phone for a couple of weeks when they released their app a few months ago.
Yeah, like I said, this is a stacked list.
When do we get to find out the actual winners?
The winner revealed November 23rd. So actually we could probably look this up. I didn't even realize that. So we're gonna have to check the Googles real quick, see who won. Oh, Dark Souls won. Interesting.
See,
I've never played Dark Souls personally.
Yeah, well, I don't. It is a rogue like is what they call it, but basically what rogue like means is when you die you lose everything. And a lot of people like that. That's not for me. I don't think that's for you, Joe. That's the only reason I said don't. I mean, it's a solid game if you definitely like that kind of thing. But here's what we said when we talked about this: is that's such a horrible category because nobody's going to be happy.
Yeah, just like your immediate response to learning, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'd like to know the rationale, but overall, best storytelling is Life is Strange, True Colors. Best multiplayer game, It Takes Two. Best audio is Resident Evil Village. That's cool. That's the newest Resident Evil, I do believe. Visual designs, Ratchet & Clank, Ripped Apart. Game expansion is Ghost of I can't even say it right. Tsushima. Iki Island expansion. Mobile Game of the Year, League of Legends, Wild Rift. Not even Pokemon Go. League of Legends, right? Although by Monday, I think Pokemon Go beat it. I might not be correct there. Best gaming hardware, PS5. All right. I'm in love with my Xbox Series X, personally. Best indie game, Death's Door. Studio of the Year, Capcom. I'm curious why. I don't know what they released over this past year. Best performer, Maggie Robertson. We're not going to recognize the name. Maggie Robertson. She played Lady Dimitrescu.
That's the super tall lady, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think that's the super tall lady.
Mark. Best game communities, Final Fantasy 14. Still playing award, Final Fantasy 14. That was an honest reaction. Nintendo Game of the Year, Metroid Dread. Xbox Game of the Year, Psychonauts 2. PlayStation Game of the Year, Resident Evil Village. Most Wanted Game, Elden Ring. Critics' Choice Award, Deathloop. Ultimate Game of the Year, Resident Evil Village. Ultimate Hardware of All Time PC. So Resident Evil Village took a number of awards. The ultimate hardware of all time is the PC. For games, of course it is if you're talking about all time, because PCs always had that ability to stay ahead of the tech curve and lead the way. Yeah, that's not really a fair category.
So that one you mentioned before, Lady Dimitrescu or whatever her name is, she's from Resident Evil Village, and she's ridiculously tall in the game.
Okay, I haven't. Actually, I think the game is actually sitting here in my house. We got it from GameFly, and because my kids are on lockout because they don't do their school right, it might get sent back without getting played. So I'll find out about Lady whatever.
Yeah, but off the list, real quick before we move on, because I know we do need to move on. This is a Pokemon Go podcast, but of that list for ultimate game of all time, I'd probably personally have to give it to Breath of the Wild. A lot of these hit nostalgia like super hard, but when it comes to games that you can literally wander around for months, I mean, they're still finding stuff that people didn't realize was in the game, and so just the game itself, the mechanics and everything are super fun, and the storyline is good as well. But the game itself, the world itself, just being able to wander around and just see all of that beautiful scenery and everything, I don't know.
Yeah,
To me,
yes.
it's one that you can
Yeah.
pick up and experience something new every time.
I'm gonna raise that statement up a little bit. It's not just one you can pick up; it's one anyone can pick up and fall in love with, because all those games on the list, I can make arguments about nostalgia. I can make arguments about industry, how it changed the world. I mean, I was around for all of it, and I saw how it changed the gaming world. Not just the gaming world, but some of these games really changed the world. My wife doesn't give a crap about most games. She plays a lot of Mario stuff and some Nintendo stuff, but she's not a gamer. She doesn't care. When you talk about wandering around for months, we got Breath of the Wild, and I'd be gone to work all day, and she would literally spend, between watching the kids doing other stuff, whatever, 3 to 4 hours in the day while I'm gone, farming and making dinners and whatever. So then when I got home that night, it was all she could do to get the kids to bed so we could sit down and hand me the controller so I could go fight things and have everything I needed to fight it. And then, okay, here, go explore some more. Months, Joe.
So she just loved the exploring aspect of it.
She actually got good at the fighting eventually. I mean, she thought, well, I won't be good at fighting. And of course, it's hard to explain how to fight while you're learning it. But at some point, she got tired of trying to run away from everything while she was exploring, and actually got good. I don't remember the name of that sub boss, but the lion horse dude,
The Lionels.
Lionels. Yeah, those guys are no joke. She actually beat one or two on her own.
There you go.
So I mean, and I pointed out not that long ago. She's like, "No, I'm really bad at games." Like, but BS, you beat the Lionels, man. It took a minute. Those are seriously no joke as a boss. I mean, they're tough. And she got to the point where she could do it. But no, she actually does enjoy the other stuff more. But yet, no. So even then, Joe, she got into the game enough that she learned aspects that she normally wouldn't want to learn and got good at it. And I'm telling you, dude, months of every day playing it. So there you go. If you haven't picked that up and you have a Nintendo Switch, I suggest you do it. We are holding our breath for the second one, Breath of the Wild 2.
For you're holding your
Yeah.
breath for Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
too.
On that note, everybody, we're gonna go take a break. We'll be back in a minute. All right, let's see. We really need to get some new music. Oh yeah, we're back. Back in action again. All right. So speaking of back, hello boys, I'm back. Alf, Reshiram, and Zekrom off of Game Press here. And it is a Flork of Cows.
Yep, and this is coming to us from El Gringo Suave.
Yeah. El Gringo always looks out for me in these Florker Cows graphics. I love it. Honestly, if I was super into Pokemon Go, I'd put some of these charts on shirts just for fun. It's just I get it. I get everybody like, that looks dumb, but you listen to me in the show, you know why I like it. It's just fun. Anyway, Joe, do we really want to break down the actual charts? Because typically, once you get to a certain level, you just raid whatever it suggests, right?
Yeah. So the only time you really need to focus on hard counters instead of just using the recommended is if you don't have enough people. So if you've got 3 people or even 4 people, you're gonna want to pick counters that are dealing a lot of damage. But if you've got 5 or more people, you're probably safe just using the recommended. But for Reshiram and Zekrom, the recommended types, the what they're weak to, is Earth, Dragon, Ice, and Fairy. So because Zekrom and and Reshiram are if I'm not mistaken. I'm just double checking real quick to make sure I'm not spreading false info. Okay, so Zekrom is Dragon Electric and Reshiram is Dragon Fire. So yeah, so those are awesome sauce. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of these like the Haxorus. I'm like, remember? Do you remember my comment about Axew the other 2 weeks back? And you're like, no, I don't even
Yeah.
remember our conversation from 20 minutes ago. No,
Were you?
the so on the Flork of Cows, the Haxorus says maybe it'll get added to the game someday.
Yeah, I see that.
Because yeah, there's a lot of people that do not have it, but he would be a good counter. So, um, but yeah, and then the fairy typing. So the types that I mentioned before were specifically for Zekrom. For Reshiram, it's ground, dragon, and rock. So the common denominators there between them are ground and dragon.
Yeah.
So if you've got plenty of them, you can just throw a bunch of Garchomps at them. There was a Gibble Community Day, so that would work
Or
just
you can, of
fine.
course, use Zekram or Reshiram. I use the stones to destroy the stones.
That's right. So,
But yeah, it's fun if you're not sure. Now, I will say, if you're just starting, you're lower level, by all means, look at these charts. Find just somebody. If it's not this chart, find a different chart that suits you. But yeah, I can tell, I can tell you rather, from going through all this myself. At some point, you're like, okay, I need better suggestions. I would like to get through this raid, and I'm not quite to where I can just take anybody in. Then yeah, absolutely look at the different things, Google it, those kind of things. But overall, I agree with Joe. Um, you don't have to necessarily focus on progress. Growing your account, growing your collection, your rankings, all that jazz. And then you'll get to a point where it's like, I don't know, just all right, go, and you'll take them down. And the bigger thing to focus on too, Joe, is number of raiders, right? Yeah, if you got 2 or 3 raiders, that's super tough. 5+ raiders, more than likely you'll be fine at any level. But I'd say what's the max you can have in a raid?
20.
If you got 20 people in the raid, you'll be fine, no matter what.
Yep. Easy
So
peasy.
thank you to El Gringo Suave for drawing that personally just for the show. We appreciate it. Here's something else I don't understand about the game. Season Pokemon Go's next season. What's the first season that I missed? What season are we in?
This, it's winter.
Season of filthy casualness? I don't understand. The season of heritage? I mean, no, seriously though, did I miss like 4 episodes ago or something where we talked about we're in a season of
Season of
something?
mischief.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I can't figure out what I'm missing. Yeah, all right. Season of Heritage is coming up. Tell them about it, Joe.
So they did put out a brief little video that really doesn't tell us hardly anything. Just a little trailer, as it were. And so this season is going to run from yesterday, December 1st, until March 1st. So for 3 months there. And so we had, and with the power of Hoopa was unleashed during the season of mischief. They have, so the season of Heritage has its own website. And there's a lot to take in here, and I'm sure that people are like, oh, we know exactly what this is going to be leading up to. My guess is it's going to have something to do with just this is a rough guess without me looking into it or looking into other people's theories. But my gut feel right off the bat is that this is going to have to do with fossils. And I could be wrong, but that's just my gut feel right off the bat. So we'll have to wait and see. There will be a new event. So this past year we had the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto. Do you remember that back
Yeah,
in February?
because you were a part of that, weren't you?
Yes, and you were not.
Correct.
Um, and so they're doing something similar this upcoming year, where you can pre-purchase a ticket for Pokemon Go Tour Johto. Um, so, uh, to be honest, I really liked um, the the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto, so I'll probably do the Johto one as well. Um, but yeah, we can. So part of this has already started. If you go and zoom over to the Today tab,
To
um, today, Junior. Um, sorry, Billy Madison up right there. Um, so the first part starts. You got 29 days from the time of recording to collect 120,000 Stardust in order to get some Dino Hat avatars or Dino Hat avatar items. So new hats. Um, I'm not. I don't overly care about the hat itself. However, they've got a second part here down below where it's got 15 different stages. And so, spoiler alert for those that don't want to be spoilered. Uh, one of the later stages provides you with a dino. And ironically, I'm most excited about that out of all of the ones that it provides. A lot of it, there's not anything like super crazy there, but yeah, I wouldn't
yeah.
mind having some more dino candy. Maybe even a shiny green dino from that.
Well, then do your breakthrough encounters because Dino slash Shiny Dino is the December breakthrough up till January 1st. So there's some more ways to get those candies.
Yep. And then
Do you
there,
want that helmet, Joe? Are you put the Dino helmet on your avatar?
not particularly. um, and then they're going to continue with the weekly Pokecoin bundles. Who knows when they're going to stop that or stop temporarily and then people get mad and then they continue it again. We'll see. Um, in 5-star raids up for the next 2 weeks. So until December 16th, there's Reshiram and Zekrom. And then after that, for the rest of the month, will be Kyurem, all of which could be shiny. Then in Mega Raids until just before Christmas, December 23rd, there's Mega Steelix. And then after that, until the first week of January, will be Mega Abomasnow. And then,
Thanks, Obama Snow.
yeah, thanks, Abomasnow. That's true. Um,
So stupid, Joe.
Cubchoo is making another appearance. He seems to be limited primarily to events, so if you don't have a Cubchoo, you might want to grab him.
I think it needs more Cubchoo to get the evolutions.
But yeah, so that's December 28th. From 6 to 7 p.m. This is the spotlight hour. The other 3 weeks are Electabuzz, Magmar, and Snover.
Said it wrong.
Electabuzz.
Thank you. On this show, it's Electrobuzz because that's what it should have been all along.
I see. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. All right.
I made a mistake. What?
By showing up. No. What you never mind. That was just a regret thing. I heard it instantly when I said it out loud.
No, sorry. No, I got invited to a raid and I tried to join and it told me to enter a code and I was like, I don't want to enter a code. And then it wouldn't let me join the raid. So, jerk face.
And I'll say along those lines, some of the raids I missed were like, you're invited to the raid now. And I go touch on it. And by the time it loads, I guess maybe they invited me with only a shorter period of time left because by the time I actually immediately get in and go to get in it, there's no party found with that code. So.
And then we do have a couple of other events that they have announced, and we do have a link for at least one of these. I don't think that they've provided more for the second one, but there's a Dragon Spiral Descent event that's taking place December 7th to the 12th, and we'll talk about that in more detail in just a minute. There was a article posted on Pokemon.com. So not Pokemon Go Live, which is the Niantic specific one. So this is going to be an event in coordination with the Pokemon Company as a whole. And then there is a Part 1 and Part 2 holiday event that we're going to look forward to, that's going to run from the 16th to the 31st. And it will have your favorite costumed Pokemon, as well as Ice-type Pokemon. You know, who could have guessed that in winter they were going to have Ice-type Pokemon? Well, at least winter where we're at. And
Yeah,
then...
sorry, Multi.
yeah. And so, like I said, we'll learn more about that here in just a little bit. So the Season of Heritage event, they have announced. That this is what's coming from Pokemon Company. For some reason, I thought it was that is part of the Dragon Spiral Descent. Druddigon debuts. I think that's how you say it. I could be way off. Druddigon.
I'm down with it. Druddigon.
Actually, that's probably right, because it is a dragon. Druddigon.
Now we're mad if that's right, just because that's being.
But yeah, so this is gonna be part of. Let's see. So this is gonna be part of the Season of Heritage. I'm trying to see more details here.
You're right there, buddy?
I don't like the formatting for that Pokemon.com does for it, and it's probably just because I'm not used to it.
They're only really talking about December. They're not really telling us anything else.
On December 7th is when the Dragon Spiral Descent kicks off, and
well, the very first event before that is December 5th with Swinub Incense Day. And that's not same as Community Day or Featured Spotlight Hour.
Yeah, so yeah, the Community Day for December, we talked about that 2 weeks ago a bit, how it's going to be the multiple days, and it's going to feature a ton of past Community Day Pokemon. But they did actually announce that January 16th will be Community Day as well. They didn't say what it's going to be, as far as I can tell, but they did announce the date. So, mark your calendars, keep an eye out.
Druddigon is he looks pretty cool.
We're just gonna pronounce it different every single time we say it.
That's something that Bulbapedia, and I'm not on Bulbapedia right now. I'm on Pokemon.fandom.com on the wiki. Have a pronunciation section that I don't have to click on to listen to, because I want to listen. I want you to do the phonetics for me. Phonetics? I don't know.
You need the phonetics of phonetics.
You shut it, Joe. That's what you can do. There's more.
Hooked on phonics. Done right.
You know what? I went to HH a long time ago and quit phonics. So
why'd you only go to 2 H's? Why didn't you go to 4H?
Because I'm not a farmer in South Georgia. No, that's FFA. Dang it. 4-H is actually pretty cool. I try to make jokes, but 4-H, my kids are in 4-H. It's actually a pretty solid organization that I've seen. So yeah, all right. But yeah, I clicked on I just searched to see how to pronounce it, and
I think it's Druddigon.
All right, we'll go with Drudge Report. All right,
it's Judge Dredd.
So community days are always a big thing. The first 2 seasons of Heritage Community Days will be taking place in December 18th, 19th. Of course, we know that's the roundup of everybody from 2021. And then January 16th will be, in 2022, will be the next Community Day. But it doesn't say in this report who it's going to be. Now, this is different way to break down. I know we have biomes and whatnot, But specifically in cities, you're gonna get Porygon, Snubbull, Glameow, Bronzor, Lillipup, Trubbish, and Solosis. At Forest, I'm not going through the whole list, but at Forest, you have stuff like Caterpie, Tallow, Carablast, just like in the games, right? So I guess going up towards Tennessee, North Carolina, the mountains area, you get Clefairy, Clefairy, Aerodactyl, Teddiursa, so on and so forth. Near water, of course, Psyduck, Lapras, Wingull, Finneon, if anybody needs a Finneon or a Furbion. Um, uh, then in the northern hemisphere, Delibird.
Your
Sorry,
favorite?
I can't, man. That stupid bird. It's just such a goofy thing. Chimchar, Cottony, Vanillite, and Winter Deerling, Southern Hemisphere, Tangela, Torchic. So warmer stuff. Carvana, Combee, and summer forms.
Carvana, na.
All right, so let's talk about the Dragon Spiral Descent.
And this
Everybody gets holiday depression, even dragons.
this link is just a theory from a redditor, Aluthiago. Anyway, it's their theory for possible spawns for the Dragon Spiral Descent, and it specifically highlights Druddigon, Judge Druddigon, because that is announced. Some of these I question, but we'll have to wait for more details when those are released. But it has
Some of them definitely were announced already.
yeah. So it has Dratini here. Well, and a lot of this is comes from some of the stuff that was already, like you just went over with the different hemispheres and whatnot. Um, but yeah,
So
different
what's this pigeon
ice
with a
type
bat?
the what?
Are you not on the Dragon Spiral Descent Reddit?
Oh, you're talking about the one on the top right?
Yeah. It's the only pigeon with a mask on the screen, Joe.
Wow. How dare you? How?
They apparently had green diarrhea, but we're not gonna get into that. What is that one? I don't know this one.
That is a great question. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Fair enough. Moving on.
um,
What's
I am
the
blanking.
weasel? Kung Fu
Now I'm
weasel.
gonna have to figure it out though. You know,
You got two Kung Fu weasels in the bottom left.
Kung
You
Fu
got
Weedles.
yes.
Let me get back to it. On the bottom left, oh, Mindfu and its evolution.
Got it. I knew I'd seen that. I just didn't know the name. You got a flying rat right above Judge Dredd. That's not Pachirisu, is it?
Emoga.
Imoga. I hate Kochu so much because that not rocket coming out of his nose.
And Beartick and
Yeah, Beartick's not even better with that weird thing on its belly and the fact that the snot turned into a beard for him. I mean, so some of these definitely are on the spot. We know Vanillite is coming. We know winter form of Deerling and summer form of Deerling, depending on where you are. Judge Dredd's gonna be out there. This weird superhero pigeon one, I just don't recognize that one at all. And I don't know about the Mind Fu and non-Mind Fu. I don't know what the name is. What about? I don't think Golette is going to be.
Go Let and Go Lurk.
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't necessarily make sense, but I just kind of skimmed through the announcement, so maybe they were announced, but I don't know. So moving to this one, and so okay. Again, I know I'm wrong a lot in this game. Is this the first Incense day we've had?
No.
Okay. I guess just like this one, I don't really care. I mean, I got Swinub. I've got tons of Swinub. Would I like a shiny one? Sure. And there's an exclusive move, Ancient Power. Okay. So the pig's gonna fart on you. That's the power.
So those the ones that I was blanking on, they are Tranquil and Un pheasant.
As in one pheasant?
Apparently.
Un pheasant. Okay, fair enough.
Or
Incense.
unpheasant. It's probably unpheasant. Like unpleasant.
Yeah, no, this is a very unpleasant conversation.
He does. He
Incense
looks
Day.
like a jerk.
Incense Day. For instance, they have event exclusive field research and an item bundle containing 2 incense will be available for 1 Pokecoin. It'll be ice type stuff, Seal, Jinx, Sneasel, Snorunt, Snover, Vanillite. And if you're lucky, a Galarian Darumaka. And of course,
Yes, the Galarian Pooflinger.
Right. At least he didn't set this poo on fire. Well, that's just dumb of me. I started
What's hot ice?
a battle and get to talking. And then ice, like, that's ice incense encounter types. And then the ground incense encounter types is Onyx, Cubone, Rhyhorn, Wooper.
Yeah, so every hour it rotates whether it's ice or ground because Swinub is an ice type and a ground type.
Gotcha. I thought that might be new, but I've asked too many questions like, did I forget something tonight? So I'm done playing that game because yes is always the answer. But what do you think about the Incense Day and how they're playing it out?
The whole if you're lucky thing, I'm kind of over that. Like, obviously that's the one that everybody wants, so just give it to us. We need tons of candy for it anyway. Jerks. Just make it the same rarity as everything else. I mean, that doesn't have anything specific to do with this particular event, but events in general. But
yeah, I'm with you. There's so many shinies, and yet you can't get them.
Well, and I'm not even talking about just shinies. Like,
well, I mean, if you listen to this show, you think everybody gets shinies all the time. That's all the experience of the week is I got 54 Swinub shinies.
Yep. There are people who are in our Discord that have more shinies than you have bag space.
That's a lot. I know. I mean, I don't have a ton of bag space. What is it? 550, something like there. But it's not a ton.
I can't remember, but I when you told me the other week, I was like, "Whoa, that is not a lot of bag space."
I mean, when you trash them all, what do you?
Charles doesn't play by the gotta catch them all motto. He plays by the gotta trash them all.
It is not gotta keep them all, Joe. It's gotta catch them all, Joe. You look at my Pokédex, I caught a lot of them. A very respectable amount of them. It doesn't say I gotta keep them anywhere in the theme song.
Well, and I mean, if you watch the show, you know that Ash regularly gets rid of his Pokemon that he's caught. He gets rid of them all the time.
When they did that crossover with Old Yeller, though, that was sad. Couldn't do it. Speaking of crossovers, you want to come and get more out of this show and be a part of our community. Patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast is how you do that. And we welcome Panic at the Ditto for joining us this week. And then Panic actually popped into the chat earlier. And I just copied it. They popped in as we get started and said, thanks for the great pod. Got to go fulfill my dad duties, which is very weird for an 8-year-old to say, but okay. And I'll catch the rest of the podcast. Shiny vibes to all.
Shiny vibes. I like that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. All right. So we had called out for a bunch of speak pipes for Thanksgiving. And as you all do, you're like filthy casual, catch us with your watch. And so I couldn't do that. But 2 of you came through. So Devocite called in something, and Barry himself called in something. So, yeah, you're turned up. Like to hear it. Here it go.
Joe the _ Meister and Charles the filthy McNasty casual. This is John, aka Devocite, saying hello from Columbia, Missouri. I've been listening to and enjoying your podcast for nearly 2 years.
What?
And
nice.
What I really wanted to say and let you know that Hippie Eevee loves you. Guys.
It was just that really heavy F and the filthy like, I don't have the beat button ready. I don't have the beat button ready. Don't say it. Don't say it. He did. Thank you, John. 2 years. That's awesome. I know a lot of people have been listening for a long time. I might be the right guy of podcasting, and I definitely drink my own Kool-Aid when it comes to curation, but I don't really expect a ton of people to listen or for long periods of time. So thank you. That was awesome. And, that's very special episode of Old Yeller. The upside was Eevee got taken care of. It's okay. Filthy hippie. Barry calls in, and here's Barry.
Ah, crap. I forgot to send this speak pipe. Sorry, guys. Hey, it's Barry, the original Frauds. Loving the show. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
You know what I want? I want people to, in random spots today, set an alarm, right? I randomly chose an alarm. 2:15 in the afternoon and 7:34 in the evening. All right? Just set some random alarms. And then when that alarm goes off, hit our speak pipe and just record whatever's going on around you or tell us what you're doing at that moment. Because that idea just cracks me up. With Barry like, oh, crap, I forgot to. I expected to be like, oh, crap, I forgot to go to the store today. All right, babe, I'm going to get some milk and I'll be back in shortly. And just hang up. I mean, it would tickle my fancy. It really would. But thanks to Devocite and Barry there for calling those in. I do. I love them. Oh, let's see. I got another button to hit here. Okay, come on. Here it goes. Here we are.
Hey there, this is Cheeky Nashville, and I got a question for Joe. What time is it, brother?
It is time for random trivia. Trivia.
Hey, here's some random trivia. Do you remember when we used to put echo on that? Yeah, me either.
It's the Mandela effect. Never happened. So I am going to talk about the Pokemon we cannot pronounce. Judge Druddigon. The cave Pokemon. It is a dragon type Pokemon. It does not evolve or have an evolution. In Pokemon Generations, what's her name? Iris. Iris has one. In the Pokedex entry from the black version of the game, says it warms its body by absorbing sunlight with its wings. When its body temperature falls, it can no longer move. So that's pretty standard for a lizard.
I got it, Joe. I just Googled pronounce and I copy and pasted. Druddigon.
So we were right the first time.
Yeah.
Druddigon.
Druddigon. Well, in Pokemon GO Podcast fashion, we can't ever actually say that.
It is now Judge Dredd from now on.
So Druddigon, the inspiration from it comes from a possibly cave-dwelling European dragon, but also possibly a gargoyle or a troll. Specifically that it becomes immobile while cold, although that's also reminiscent of just a lizard.
Or my wife. I mean, come on.
The name comes from a combination of Drud, which could be a reference to dread, and Igon, like dragon. So, Druddigon. Some other people claim it's a combination of dragon and ruddy. I don't quite see that one, but that's what some people claim. But yeah.
What is ruddy? I mean, is it like dirty or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a reddish color. I don't know. I guess it's because it's got a red face mask. The shiny form changes to a yellow face mask with green wings instead of the blue wings.
I love how Rock Eddie swings in at the last few minutes of the show and throws a raid at us.
Yep.
As far as like in the game, not on Twitch. I'll let you do that too.
It's like bam, just throws the raid right in your face.
Your face.
Yeah, so we're taking down a Mega Steelix.
I know. I kind of like the look of it, but it looks cartoony compared to like Zekrom. Zekrom looks like a modern, mean monster that's straight out of Japanese folklore, and Druddigon looks like, oh man, there was an anime that this fits, like Dot Hack or something, where it just looks like a dragon.
No, yeah, I could see that. I
Yeah.
used to play a fair bit of the Dot Hack TCG back in the day. Actually, I've got some cards right over there behind me. So
Nice. I think I played a little bit of like the PlayStation or something and watched a little bit of anime. Honestly, I'm surprised that I pulled that reference out. It's just what my brain stuck on when I see the drawing. It's cool. It's cool. I like it.
it's so cool. It's so cool.
All right. Is that good? You good on the trivias? I guess so.
Yes.
Joe still have a share left.
Well,
All
no, I thought to myself, for those that have never heard of Dot Hack, I could pull out, if I don't have a glare on it, like here's, it's not in focus, but here's some of the artwork. This isn't a dragon. I do have some dragons, but I didn't have one on hand. I just went over and grabbed a card.
What we do have on hand? An email. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. One of these days, I promise we'll read some of them. Pokemon, out loud. We read them. We'll read them out loud on the air. We'll get there. PokemonGoPodcast.com is the speak pipe like Barry and Devocite left. And again, set some random alarms. Pick whatever time you want. And whenever that alarm goes off, just save PokemonGoPodcast.com in your browser of choice on your phone. I bet you there's a way you can probably make it a button on your phone. And then drop us a speak pipe and tell us what you're doing in your day, what's going on, or just if you're doing something fun, just record the ambient sound. That'd be interesting.
Yep, and it's literally just a button on our website. There is no phone number to call or anything like that. You just push the button. I mean, if you wanted to get more technical, other people have recorded audio and emailed it to us. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. But yeah, the speak pipe, you literally just push the button.
And hopefully it won't be those little girls screaming again. Reddit is r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Facebook's Pokemon Go Pod. Actually, Facebook pretty much locked us out and screwed us over, and me and Joe both went meh. So we I guess we don't really have a Pokemon Go page anymore there. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod, where we will respond back. Big shout outs to Squid is a Beast. Love you, man. You're awesome. Then join us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast with the likes of Devocite, this is Caxips 06, I don't know, Caxips, Serenina, School of Rocketti, Schworm 668, which Schworm was chatting earlier, so that's video on base, and oh my goodness, Six Flags Magic Mountain following us. They are so old. They've been on Twitch since October 29th of 2021. I'm not. If you're a big fan of Six Flags, or maybe it is a corporate account that's just trying to figure out what's going on. We'll work with you. I got a Six Flags in Atlanta. We will work with
and we'll play Pokemon Go at your park.
Imani, go. I will catch them all right.
And then trash them.
It's not keep them all, Joe. It's not keep them all. So, all right, Joe. Where are we? Oh, you threw me off, man. Shut up.
You can find us
where can I find you?
Twitter at Joseph_Ard is my personal account. What about you, Charles?
I did not get a shiny Steelix. No thanks to Eddie. You can find me right now pod and check out One EMS. I actually know, I think it's Devocite possibly. Somebody in our chat had said their son is actually interested in becoming an EMT and getting into that field. One EMS will give you some guidance there. And of course, I'm always open to answer questions and tell you about the world. And if you live in Georgia, I can really give you some advice on jobs and training and all that stuff.
Or hire you.
Oh,
yeah, in Atlanta.
If you're in the right area, more Athens than anything, but yeah, we're good. Tune in next week to hear Joe say,
I have a job. Well, hopefully. That would be
You
that would
already
be
have
that would
a
be a great thing for a new one. A new job. I would love to say that next week.
I would love to hear that. All righty. Everybody whose first time is here, Joe is putting a link in the chat right now that will let you go to vote for the titles of the show. Actually, I'm not even sure if I put in titles. I know I didn't.